Okay, this is Aleps, adaptive learning environment for problem solving. You can when you log in as a student, you can view all your details. You can see different characteristics of the student, either the gender, the age, whether the person is a field-dependent or field-independent learner based on the cognitive learning style. Then either the student is an expert learner, intermediate, or a novice, it actually shows. So here you can see the progress of how many problems you've solved and how many percentage you have. Here you see the number of problems solved according to the total number of problems in the system. You can also view your problem solving progress, how many problems you solved in a certain day. And then also you can view the average time you spend on solving each of the problems. There are 10 sessions, so you can see if you've solved all the problems in a certain session, it turns green. If you still have some problems to solve here, it's still orange. And then if you haven't solved any problem, it's going to be white. So let's just look through one problem. If you click at it, you can see all the problems. If you have to solve a problem, you click on solve, and then you actually see the environment for solving. In this case, you have the problem. If you have an explanation of the problem, you can input it, and then this is where you are going to put your solution. So here I read this problem and I see it and I say, okay, probably this is on the mechanics. If you make any errors, for instance, you make an error, it actually clicks and tells you if the topic you selected was wrong. And if you keep making an error, the next error is mistakes. So here I can put the equation that is supposed to be used. If you click on this place, you can have where you can put your equations. So I guess it should be M1 V1 is equals to 2. Not sure, just guessing, probably this equation. Then here I have to like work on my solution. So I can probably end of the day, I'm going to put in my answer. Let me say 23. If you click on save, if you've actually made a mistake, what happens is that it gets a similar worked example for you. So this is another problem, which is actually similar to our problem. So you can see the problem, you can see the domain. Aleps is built based on the characteristics of the pedagogy, the domain, and then the student. So basically, all these aspects are being modeled in Aleps for providing feedback. So for instance, the student's performance, knowledge level, cognitive learning style are all involved. And some of the characteristics of the domain, like the problem, whether it's the difficulty level of the problem and type of feedback provided. We're looking at cognitive apprenticeships where we have to actually provide the instructional materials based on sociology, sequencing, instructional methods, and also the domain. So all these factors are actually involved in the kind of feedback a student receives.